Hey YouTube, what's up? Scarecrow here. For those of you who may not have been know me by my first name or have been paying attention, last weekend at the Indi Bushy-Road Regional, I made top 8. I had originally wanted to go to the ARG Invitational in Philly, but it was too far. So I went half the distance and went to Indi, and I went 8-2 in Swiss, and then I lost in top 8. I was in third place at the end of day 1, and then at the end of Swiss I was in 5th. It was pretty cool. One of my losses in Swiss, I lost in round 9 to Kevin, who ended up winning it. It was pretty close. In game 3, we were in time. I had he was turn 0. I was at 1, and he was at 4. He got a heal on his turn. Then my turn, when I tried to attack, he got a heal again. And then when it got back to his turn, he got another heal. So it was now 3-3. So I had to try and deal 1 damage on my turn, and I drove check, out of my 5 drive checks, I drove check, no triggers. In fact, on my second drive check, I drove check 2 grade 3s. And then me top 8, and then in top 8, my opponent had much better luck than I could, hope to compete with. On his next stage turn in game 3, he drove check 2 crits. From his next stage attack, I had perfect guarded, so he gave them both to his rear guard. He had that rear guard attack with 2 crits. I blocked it. Then he had his Chrono Jet attack, and he drove check a stand trigger and restored the card that had 2 crits. I blocked that, and then it was my turn. When I tried to attack him, he damage checked a draw. I was like, this is impossible. There's no way I can fight through this. There's just too much. But it was overall pretty cool. I played Chrono Jet, so I guess I'll cover the deck profile. Normally, I don't do a lot of updates on this deck because it's not really drastically different from other people's. There's a few tech choices making it a little bit different, but if you're interested, this is the deck I ran. So, for starter, I ran Chrono Dran because he's good and he's the best option. I ran the 1 TikTok worker, ran 4 Heart Thump, and 3 Chrono Volley. Not a lot of players play 7 crits. I like it. There's a lot of times where the opponent will not be as afraid because they don't think you have crits left, and you can hit them hard with crits are crits. If you double crit someone at 3, congratulations, you just won. There's a lot of times they went the extra mile that I wanted them to. Then I played 1 Erwatar and 1 Gear Cat and 3 Chronodos, and last the 4 Chronotherapies. For the grade 1s, I played 4 Arlems because we counterblast a lot, 3 Steam Breath, 3 Mellum, 2 Tick Away. Tick Away is an amazing card. Love this card. And then 2 Lishmas. For the grade 2s, 4 History Maker. Some people only play less than 4, and it seems insane to me. This is the best grade 2 in the deck. I don't know why you wouldn't want to play as many as possible. 3 Delayed Blazer. I used to underappreciate how good this card is, and for the longest time I've played it at 2. But I've been playing it at 3, and I like it so much better. It's an amazing card. 1 Upstream, and 3 Calibums. I decided not to play 10Ks. I thought it just wasn't worth it. I'd rather have the effects. The Calibums are amazing. I probably 50% of the time have them in my opening hand. That's another thing. It just made me remember my top 8 match. I was running 3 of these, and my opponent was running 1. But in game 3, he had it on turn 2, and I was like, oh, that sucks. I don't have a Calibum. Grade 3s for Chronojet G, 2 Chronojet, and 1 Imi, because she's amazing and lets you keep attacking and doing combos, and she makes 21 columns. For the G Zone, 4 next stage, because he wins you games. My first stride, typically, Warp Drive. This card is really great in the deck. He lets you use your Chronojet G skill, time leap something, then he'll time leap something, and he'll snipe a rear guard. His ability to kill a rear guard makes him like a really great first card. The card's very well deserved in the deck. Played 1 Metallica. I don't use it a ton, but it's still a helpful card. Like if you don't have counterblast because your opponent didn't want to give you any or something, this card still lets you do an aggressive play, as well as it flips a card. Played 1 Chronos Command and 2 Revolutions, because I could flip the Chronos Command with things, and then Revolution. That way I don't have to kill my own takeaways to board wipe my opponent. These cards were actually very helpful throughout the tournament. There's a lot of times where actually I would stride Chronos Command as my first stride, because my opponent couldn't afford to lose their board, and I had forced them to like perfect guard me even though they're at like 1 or 2 damage and they wouldn't normally want to. Then later game I'd actually kill them because they didn't have anything to block with anymore. 1 Altered Dragon. This card saved my butt a couple times over the course of the tournament, being that I couldn't stride normally, but I had drawn into a trigger, so I was able to stride using that. Seabreeze. Then for the G-Guards, 1 Rafana, 1 Uluru, and 2 Header Around. So, yeah. Yeah, it was fun. The deck ran well. We already know this is a good deck. It's been a good deck for like a year and a half now. Yeah, it was pretty cool. This is only my second event I've got to go to this year. I went to Toronto where I almost stopped, came really close, but I got the top this time, so it's cool. I probably won't be able to make it to any more regionals this year, I don't think, but maybe. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good evening.